Well, all in all, pretty good day of work. I finished installing where the steering wheel is going to sit on the frame. That's all welded solid. The only thing I was not able to complete, I was right, I didn't have any more threaded rod, so I got to get a piece that connects this part right here down and over there, and then the steering will be complete. I put the engine on so I could get a idea of where the pulley is going to sit, because when I finished the steering, I looked underneath and I was like, oh man, the rod that goes from here to there looked really close. I didn't think I was going to have any room for the pulley, and sure enough, it did touch, but I was able to raise it up and prevented it from touching anything, so we're all good there. I'm going to have to show you just how pathetically little room I have underneath this thing to play with to finish putting stuff together. But that's the only reason why the engine's on there, just so I could get obviously where everything is going to be. After I finish the steering, the next step, I put this piece, it's not welded in place, I just slid it back in here. I was having some trouble fitting it back inside the frame, which is weird because I built it inside. You know, I slid all the pieces down, clamped them all in place, and welded it all up so it could slide in and out, you know, snug as a glove. I guess what happened was these side pieces right here must have folded in a little bit, but I pried each one of them out and it sat down in there good and snug, just like I wanted. So the next step I'm going to end up doing is installing the transmission. That's going to fit somewhere right around in this area. Got to make sure I get the right height so that way the belt's in perfect alignment. And from there I'm going to have to order parts online. And going with your advice there, Mr. Fearless Front, BMI carts, get myself a 1-inch axle and all the other fixing, a nice disc brake. And from there, it's hopefully just, you know, one nice chunk of progress done at a time. I'll have this thing ready for Andover. So, I mean, here's hoping. I would love to race this thing this year. I really would, but 2.5 months is not a lot of time to play with. So, really crossing my fingers. Alright, another day, another build video. Let's jump right into this. So, last video, I was finishing up the steering on the mower. I just wanted to show you all exactly how close I have for quarters underneath this thing. There's where the steering joint is. Here's the rod, and it's pretty darn close to everything else. Nothing rubs. Happy to say that. But the problem I was having with it last night was when I installed the pulley here. This rod was originally straight. You can see there's a slight kink in it now. I did that because when it was straight, it was actually rubbing up against this. So what I had to do, I thought anyway, was I pushed the pulley in so it was hugging the frame closer. But in doing that, in order to keep the belt level all the way down, when I measured it for the transmission, it was just, it would be sticking way out to here, so I'd have maybe a 2-inch, 1.5-inch gap between the steering wheel and the top of the transmission. And I'm like, well, that's no good. So I was really hoping that if I bent this, it would clear enough of a gap. I mean, it was just touching. So I bent it, and now the pulley is fully extended down to the end of the engine, as you can see there, and there we go. No touching problems at all. It's very close, but there's no touching problems. And this belt isn't going to be here when it's finished. It's going to be off at an angle like this, so this side will be straight with the frame, and this side will be away from everything. Once again, it's a very close setup, but nothing will touch, and I'm sure of that. Today's priority is possibly figure out how to rig up the clutch system and also install the transmission, at least the transmission mounts. Alright, so that's what's in store for today. Wish me luck. Till then, on the next part, Gabriel Hoy signing out.